Welcome back, everybody. This is Chad with Moss Pawn & Gun, and today we're taking a little bit of a departure from the norm that you're used to seeing on the channel here, and we're going to be reviewing an optic. As you guys well know, we don't normally do gear reviews. We like to actually use the gear in videos. If we do like a rifle review and we want to demo an accessory, we'll demo it in the video. It's just hard sometimes to do an extended video about one particular product, but we've been out here actually running my M1A here and Eric Scar with the Leupold Mark IV 4.5-14 extended range tactical rifle scope, and we decided that it kind of warrants a review just all of its own. And we were thinking about what we wanted to discuss about this optic, and it's one of those things, you know, American shooters, typical thing is you go out and spend $1,000 on a rifle, and then you want to go cheap on the rifle scope. Over in Europe, it's the exact opposite. The guys in Europe, they'll spend $1,000 on a rifle, but they'll put a $2,000 plus piece of glass on it because they know that that's where their accuracy is going to come from, and being able to see in extended twilight periods during the day, early in the morning when the sun's just coming up, late at night when the sun's going down, that extra little bit of light that a high quality piece of glass can give you can mean, you know, the difference between a successful hunt and not so successful hunt in a lot of cases. But it's just interesting the different ways of thinking in different parts of the world regarding rifle scopes. But this scope is one that, you know, Eric and I both have kind of lusted over for a while, just the Mark IV series in general. And the Leupold Mark IVs have been around for some time, and they're actually used pretty much all around the world. And it's a very high quality, very robust optic, 50 cal rated. You see these being used on Barrett M82s, M107s, anything below that, M21, 24, and 25 sniper systems, DMR rifles, the whole 9 yards, they can just take a beating and just keep on ticking. But a few of the features of this particular optic, it's a 30mm tube. The entire scope body is machined from T6061 aluminum, very, very strong material. And Leupold has taken these optics, dropped them out of helicopters, ran them through washing machines. They're completely waterproof, they're argon gas sealed. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to not like about this particular optic, but the price. You know, Mark IVs start at around $800 for a 40mm objective model, 30mm tubes with some different adjustments, turrets on them. This one here is actually the 50mm objective, which lets in a lot more light than, you know, subsequent models. Has the M5 adjustments on here, which is a milliradian adjustment rather than a minute of angle adjustment as you typically used to see. This particular scope retails on the street for about $1,600. Some people think, man, $1,600, that's a lot for a piece of glass, but it's just one of those things, you know, you buy once, cry once. I mean, there's a lot of good quality optics out there, especially from our friends like at Vortex. You know, I've got a 1-to-4 power PST that I've been using for a number of years, and Eric and I have ran that scope on, you know, 30 cal rifles, 5.56 rifles, pretty much anything under the sun, and it just keeps on ticking, and for the money, you can't beat it. But if you want to get serious about a piece of glass and you want to move up in the world, Leupold is kind of the way to do it. The way that they produce these optics is pretty interesting. They have a special coating on the lens up front. It's called diamond coat, and basically what that does is it gives it a anti-scratch coating and also allows a lot more light to pass through the lens. Without the specialty coatings on the glass, not as much light can pass through. So there's been a lot of development over the years with optical glass with certain coatings, the way they're cut, and it allows more light to pass through and you get a clearer image. And that's one thing that this optic provides, is a very, very crisp image from the lowest magnification at 4.5 power all the way up to 14 power. And that's something that some of the lesser expensive rifle scopes will lack. You can take like maybe a 4 to 16 power rifle scope, and 4 power up to about 10 power, it'll look nice and crisp. But once you get to 16, your eye relief gets a little bit hanky, and you know, it's hard to get a good image in the eye box. And then also the image will kind of distort a little bit, maybe soften up, and, you know, you can't quite get it focused. And even with an optic with a side parallax adjustment, which this particular optic does feature a side parallax adjustment on there, the quality shows through. You've got a fully adjustable eyepiece here, very easy to adjust, a locking ring, lock the eyepiece in place once you focus the reticle. Very tactile adjustments on the elevation and windage turrets, and you get 70 milliradian of travel on each turret here, so quite a bit of travel for a 30mm rifle scope. There's a myriad of reticles that are available through Leupold for the various optics that they produce. The reticle in this one is the tactical milling reticle, or TMR as they signify it. And basically it's just a kind of an update on the mil dot system. You basically have small hashes and large hashes, and you get half a mil on the small hash, full mil on the large hash, and it's a front focal reticle. So what that means is the reticle itself is etched into the front focal plane of the optic. So no matter what adjustment you are at, whether it be 4.5 power or all the way up to 14, you can range with the reticle at all the power settings on the Riflescope. So guys, this was just meant to be kind of an informative video about this particular Riflescope in general, but Leupold Mark IVs are very, very hard to beat out there on the market. If you're looking for a quality Riflescope for a precision bolt gun or a DMR style rifle, an automatic, whatever you want. I mean, a Riflescope like this would be at home on like a 5.56 SPR rifle, or even a hunting rifle. I mean, a lot of guys are going toward a milling style adjustable tactical rifle scope for hunting applications, especially out west where some guys are taking shots on bighorn sheep and elk and such at 400, 500 yards. I mean, may not have the most flat shooting cartridge, but you know, a tactical scope like this and knowing your adjustments, having a drop table like I've got on this thing right here, comes in real handy, especially once you know your adjustments and you know the drop of your bullets. You can make quick adjustments to your optic, very tactile, and you can just go by feel. You don't even really have to see the turrets itself. But everything about this Riflescope is just awesome right out of the box. There's really nothing to break in. I mean, it drops right in quality rings, levels up quickly, zeros quickly, retains zero, holds together. There's really not a whole lot more you can ask. But in closing, guys, you know, this isn't meant to be an all-encompassing review of this particular optic itself, but mainly just kind of an overview of the Mark IV series of Riflescopes, and to give you a little bit more detail on the platform itself. You know, I know we use a lot of different optics in videos on rifles and whatnot, but you know, it's been requested that we do some more detailed videos regarding some of the equipment that we're using. That's what we're trying to do here. So if you like this concept, leave your comment in the description box below and let us know what you think about it. But if you want to save a little bit of money on your optics plant order, use the discount code that you find in the description box below, and go check out our friends over there at Optics Plant. They'll take good care of you. And until next time, take it easy. Talk to you soon.